Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whenever you're listening to our video. Welcome back. Welcome to the first video newsletter of the new school year. I hope you all had a lovely summer. I hope the children had a fantastic summer. Some nice experiences, time with family and friends, and just enjoying the nice weather, which was a change for Britain in the summer. So hopefully we can see a bit more of that the next couple of weeks, although it hasn't been a great start from weather-wise this week, but not to worry. Like I say, a big welcome back from me. The year has started really well. Year 7 have settled in really quickly. It's always a massive challenge for them and for you as parents. When you drop them off in the mornings, you look more anxious than them most of the time. And I feel your pain because my youngest son, he's in exactly the same boat this week. So he started high school this week. So I know it's nervous. It's a big step for them, but they've really settled in well. And I can hear the buzz of activity outside because as I'm filming this, they're all just going off to their visit to Parkwood in Merthyr. So the vast majority of them are going on this trip, which will really help them get to know other people, get to make new friends, and just learn some new experiences and get some confidence. So hopefully they really enjoy those couple of days and come back ready next week, refreshed to start a full week of normal lessons, which will take a bit of getting used to. They still take some time to get around to school, but they've all been really, really positive. So well done to them. And welcome to them, and welcome also to new pupils. We've had about 15 new pupils join us in other year groups where we had spaces. We now have no spaces at all and are full in every area of the school, which is, a positive thing to remember, that actually, it's a place people want to come. So that's really, really nice. And also welcome to new staff. We've had a couple of new staff join us in our TA team and a new teacher in our DT department. So welcome to all of those. It was a brilliant summer for us in results terms. Our year 11 who just left us, who were, had a challenge in life in school. They didn't finish year 6 in primary school because of COVID. They then spent part of year 7 in isolation, learning from home, and then they spent a bit of time on their own. It was a really difficult journey for them, and they've done amazingly well. Over 30%, 31% of those children left us with 5 A-star A grade, which is phenomenal, which is up there as one of the highest achievements of that level we've had. And only 16% of those children had 10 or more, which is exceptional. But on the other side of the scale, overall, they did amazing things, not just those at the top end. Over 80% of them left with 5 A-star to C grades, which is an amazing amount. And those have all gone on to colleges, to sixth forms, to apprenticeships, to jobs. And almost all children have got the results they needed. And that's all that really matters. They've achieved the best they can and gone on to great things. And they've done it by being good people. And that's what we strive to achieve every year. So a couple of things from me just for notification, really. One is an apology, but also an explanation. If you've been trying to drop children off, the traffic has been really challenging in the mornings. There's a couple of reasons for that. The real positive is the buses are getting here on time. It's worse, not so much in the mornings, but in the afternoons. So the buses are turning up after school, before the end of the day, most of them, or just as the day is ending, which is a brilliant positive for all of our children who catch buses, because at times last year, they were waiting up to an hour, which is ridiculous. But that's meaning those buses park in a turning circle, which stops the flow of traffic. However, we tried parking them on the road, and then it creates the same problem out there. So please bear with us. It's really, really difficult. There's not enough space for the amount of cars and traffic that want to come down here. If you can, wait a little bit after the end of the day to pick your children up. If you have to pick them up in the car, then please do so, or park a little bit away from the school so that there's somewhere for them to walk, or if they can just walk where possible, especially when the weather's nicer. Not helping that is the fact that on Colebrook Road there's roadworks going on, which are obviously completely out of our control, and that's limiting the space people can park over there. Please just bear with us. There's not a lot we can do other than try and manage as best we can, and please just be patient, and please, be patient with the other parents and families and our staff who are just trying to do everything they can, and they don't deserve to be treated poorly like sometimes they have done. So please just bear with us on that. I am working closely with Transport on a regular basis, and one of the things I've had to do is we've now put on a minibus to support those children coming from Culverhouse Cross and that part of Cardiff area. As those who live in Cardiff are not entitled to transport to and from school, but have usually been able to buy bus passes. but because of the increasing number of pupils, the spaces has become less. So we've supported that as best we can, which is, you know, a cost to us as a school, but obviously we want children who want to come here to be able to get here. That minibus route is full, and you know, we're at the end of that number now, so I know we're still working to make sure that everyone is able to get here. But thank you again for your patience with that. The times of the day I mentioned with the buses, but that's been, so far it seems real positive, and I'm hoping the children are finding, in particular at the end of the day, buses are here, they're getting home at a reasonable time, they then got time to go out and socialise and to do those things they want to do, go to their clubs. And those walking, then it's a little bit lighter, you know, even at this, as the year goes on, hopefully that will be the case. So that's been really positive, and the children have not moaned about that, they've just got on with it. I think most of them were in at a relatively early time in the morning, so it's not made that much difference. And just a couple of heads up really as reminders, you know, there are 95% of children in perfect uniform, but they are being challenged if they're not. So in particular, they like to not wear their blazers, so that is a constant battle. So if you can reiterate that at home, and you know, there will be consequences if they continue to defy those simple rules. They really look smart, but your support with that would be really grateful, as it always is. And obviously phones, they've had 6 weeks of having their phones out and on them constantly. They're not allowed phones in school at all. It's a real good thing for them socially. They don't need them. They speak to each other. They end up being, you know, more like teenagers. They used to be 30, 40 years ago where they just play a little bit more and get on. So again, a reminder to them, please, the phones are not allowed in school, and they'll be confiscated and put in a safe at the end of each day. And we've had very few, but it's just those reminders of getting back into those habits really, and that's really important. A couple of other things upcoming. On the 25th of September, we have our annual prize evening, so people will be getting invites to that, so congratulations to those invited. We'd love to invite more, but as you know, space is at a premium in the building at the moment. And then on the 2nd of October, we have our open evening for next year's Year 7s, which I know seems soon, but those application processes open very soon as well in the next couple of weeks and months. So if you know pupils in Year 6 in primary schools who are interested, please encourage them to come along and have a look. Sporting fixtures will start again now next week, which is great. And that leads me on to the final thing really, which is the building project. Over the summer, if you were in the area, you would have seen a huge amount of work which was to do with the utilities going on in the site and outside on the road, which we managed to make sure they did over the summer rather than in school time. So that's progressing. There's still a few little bits and pieces to be done, but very soon we'll start to see real progress with staff on site and work going on, and that will be in the coming weeks. That has complications obviously with our space, our outdoor fields we will lose for the project. The real positive we have had though is the AstroTurf, which we thought we were going to lose for a period, we're now going to maintain for the whole build projects. That's brilliant for PE and lunch and break times, so that's a real good thing. But obviously there will be times where there's going to be slight changes to the site, but we'll relay all that information to you. It's a really exciting time, really positive, things are moving forward, and you know, in the next couple of years we will have a brand new building, will be the newest, best state-of-the-art building in the whole local authority. So really exciting times, really positive, and we look forward to another brilliant year. Thank you as always for your support, and have a lovely couple of weeks and enjoy the time now your children are back in school and you get a bit of time back to yourselves. Take care.